So I'm Stefan Wint. I'm Gene's brother. So for me, with DRESUN, I know it's been a lifelong dream of my brother since we were kids. That I knew that my first memory of anything to do with my brother doing comic books was a company that my brother started called Flavor of the Month. That's the very first thing that came to my mind as a child. I remember T-shirts being made. I remember drawings being made in our basement. My brother had purchased this massive printer that actually took up our dining room, which was really interesting. He started building these characters and building these shirts and Flavor of the Month. And Flavor of the Month got recognition around the city because my brother would start to give it out to people out in the city. So that whole entire Flavor of the Month kind of brought my attention to my brother being this cool guy in the neighborhood or around the city because his shirts were being distributed. Also, that shirt ended up going over to Much Music, which was big at the time, over in Toronto. And there was their main VJ, and I can't remember his name at this time, but he got a copy of my brother's shirt. I think my brother sent it to him via mail, or he ended up with it somehow and wore it on his show. Now, when he wore it on the show, back in the day, Much Music, for those people who are a little bit older, will remember that show was a big hit. So, he wore this shirt, and then it kind of took off from other people requesting this shirt, and how did you get that shirt of this individual who wore it on the show at the time. I think his name was Master T, actually. I think his name was. But anyhow, so yeah, my brother created these comics, and I saw what he was doing, and I kind of saw the Flavor of the Month, and as time has went on, the comic has evolved a ton. The characters have evolved a ton. We actually did a screenplay, sort of low-cost budget movie in Ottawa. It took us about a year to do it, just due to the fact that no one was it wasn't no one was making financials off it. It was more of good people coming together to help my brother kind of create this low budget film. So we did that. It took a year for us to do that, and a lot of trials and tribulations with that, but we ended up getting that into a movie theater. A local movie theater played for 2 days, a screening of that movie, and we got a good turnout for both of those. But since then, my brother's always had that in him for the last 35, 40 years to really be focusing on making this his dream come true. So having DRESUN, the character, come to the movie theater as a Marvel type, Black Panther type movie. There's also the Netflix series that he's hoping to push, but the whole thing is that, I've been with him, my whole life, of course, but I've always really wanted to see him get this done. More for him than anybody else. It's not even about, it's not about anybody specific other than him. He's worked so hard for all these years that for me as his younger brother, we're trying to catapult him to everything we can do. We have a bunch of good people helping us. So, I believe it's going to happen. We have a lot of people right now over in the States who are helping out, people here in Canada who are helping out, and we've got some B-list, C-list actors who have read the script and are very, very intrigued to do this. So, yeah, it won't take long, and I'm pretty sure that at some point, his dream is going to come true, and we're all going to be celebrating that.